Hello, everyone, and welcome to Chelsea Story Nook Podcast, the podcast where we dive deep into the enchanting world of children's literature. I'm your host, Chelsea Chong Kim, and today we have a wonderful guest joining us to share their journey and insights into their latest book. I'm delighted to welcome our heart-filling author, Laura Strachan, the author of her upcoming book, Pickles the Mermaid, to Chelsea Story Nook Podcast. Welcome to the show, Laura.
Thank you. It's such an honor to be here today with you.
I'm so honored to have you here. So let's get started with the introduction. Can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself?
Yes. So I am a retired teacher, a wife, a mother of two adult children, and Lola, my granddaughter is almost 3, and my husband and I have been married almost 37 years. So,
wow, congratulations.
Thank you. I also live in Pennsboro, West Virginia since 2020, and I grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio. And that's this move has been wonderful. Just have 2 retired sled dogs, Sila and Mistral, and it allows me more time in silence and in nature, and being able to, being retired now gives me a lot more time. So I'm excited that I've been in this community. I participate with yoga. I love photography, and I really enjoy hiking with my husband. We do a lot of hiking together, and there's so many places in West Virginia we've explored.
Oh my God, that's so amazing, Laura. Now tell me about your book. What's the summary? Who are the main characters, the themes, anything, any message you want to bring out to the world?
Yes. So Pickles the Mermaid, Pickles has a generous heart, and she shares her pickles, tickles, and giggles with all her sea friends. Laughter echoes in the ocean around her. She has only one problem, a mermaid named Rainy, who laughs at her. Join Pickles on an unforgettable adventure far, far away. Will Pickles find the courage to face fears and rise above Rainy's teasing and embrace her truest self? A story of empathy, self-belief, and friendship. Pickles the Mermaid teaches young readers to look inside and uncover the magic just waiting to be discovered within us all.
Wow, that is magical. What inspired you to write this book, Laura? What was the idea behind this?
Yes. So last summer, I was in Norfolk helping my niece. She was having her 4th child. She has a son, 2 daughters, and then she has another son. But her daughter that was 3 at the time, Margaret, kept playing with these toy mermaids. And so we were in the swimming pool one day, and I looked at her. I said, "What's your mermaid's name?" Because she always had this favorite one. So her favorite mermaid was called Pickles, but she goes, "Pickles!" And then she said it 3 times, "Pickles!" And then she did it again, "Pickles!" And that joy and zeal inspired this story. I just loved her joy of Pickles the Mermaid. And then I wanted to write a story with a bully in it. So Rainy is the one who's teasing, because my son had a problem all through school. He was bullied, and I felt like I didn't have enough tools as a teacher or a parent to know what to do. And so I really want this book to educate others to rise above teasing and bullying. And so for my launch, I'm teaming up with Kid Power International.
Wow.
And it is a nonprofit that helps millions of people, it's worldwide, to build confidence, prevent bullying and abuse, and stay safe through open communication and personal safety skills. So it just seemed like the perfect nonprofit to team up with my book launch. And I also want to do something in October. It's National Bullying Month, anti-bullying, I should say. So I hope to team up with them again in that month of October. But for the launch date, I'm excited to be giving the proceeds to the launch to this wonderful nonprofit.
Go support her book and the donations that she is contributing. So it's always interesting to learn about the inspiration behind the stories. Can you share how you became an author and the experience from your past that brought you to this point?
Yes. So I was a special educator and elementary teacher for almost 20 or almost 2 decades, so almost 20
Wow.
years, and in Cincinnati. And I was also a yoga teacher with a 500-hour and a 200-hour train. So in the early 90s, I was bringing mindfulness and yoga into the classrooms with severe behavioral kids. And my principal pulled me aside and he's like, what are you doing different? These kids aren't coming to the office. And so now it's more accepted. Back then we called it yoga, we called it breathing and stretching. But so anyways, it's been a practice I've been using, and I taught for 15 years a nonprofit called Yoga. Yeah, it was Project Yoga in Cincinnati. With I worked with all different populations, kids after school, and then I also worked with chair yoga with adults, and I even worked with nuns, and we would sing. But so I always felt like I also had so many stories in my head because I quit teaching when I was 40 because I had cancer and I didn't know if I was going to live. And I had such a healing experience that I feel like, when I was taking a course 20 years ago, when I first tried to write, I had brain fog and I couldn't do it. So it was so great. I remember my parents were turning 70 and this year they're turning 90. So my parents are both doing great at 90. And I wanted to finally do this book. And so it was synchronistically, it came up online, and I went and signed up August 3rd. And then I kept thinking I was supposed to go to Believe Live. And I started to realize, I kept thinking, oh, I don't have enough money or this or that. I had all these excuses. And then I thought, well, wait a minute. I believe I'm supposed to do this. So I think whatever you believe, you can achieve. So then everything worked out where I could be at that event. And then when I met Miriam Laundrie and her team, I signed up for the Publish In Mastermind course, where we had a team of authors to support us. We had a monthly coach call, and so much support and collaboration. And it really, every step of the way, we had resources. And Sharon Jennings, our editor, is amazing, and they helped us get a really good illustrator. Michelle Simpson did such a great job from Advocate Art. And it's neat because Chelsea and I share the same illustrator. But
Yes.
I really believe when you have a calling like I did, it was like a call of the heart to be an author, that God hears your desires and wants you to fulfill that. And so everything aligned. And it was like in my book, there's a part where she's looking for a magical singing conch shell, and all the stars align, like the universe or in the sky, for kids to understand better. But it's that idea of how the path will just be straight when you're doing your purpose, your passion. It just all comes together and it becomes effortless. And then you're able to do these things that you thought you couldn't do. And this was way out of my comfort zone. And I just learned so many things. It was like learning a new language for me. And I just can't believe that I'm just 5 weeks away from my launch date. So I'm really excited.
I'm super excited as well. And that is a fantastic journey you have there. So as we close, could you share any upcoming events or future plans that you're excited about and would you like your audience to know?
Yes. So in my community, I live in a very rural area. So on July 30th, I'm doing an event with 2 different story times just to meet the people. And then the people that buy their book, they're coming an event in September, 2 weeks later. And I have 2 book signings. And we're having like like all these activities with crafts. We're making marshmallow mermaid necklaces. We're having cotton candy, and we have a big thing where they stand behind and they get their picture. Like looks like they're a mermaid. We have stuffed sea creatures for them. We have mermaid bags full of goodies to take home, and all the mermaid treats are incredible. We got a little clam with a pearl. We've got all kinds of delightful mermaids. I know. And so that's exciting. That's happening in my community in September. And then I've had a lot of things happen, like 222s, like the stars align, and it's almost like an angel number. So that's why I chose August 22nd for my launch date. And then I decided September 22nd, it's my daughter's birthday, that I would do another event. So I'm doing a story time in Cincinnati. And Cincinnati is just 3.5 hours from this community, so it's not too far of a drive. So wanting to see my granddaughter, I go pretty regular. So yeah, so those are what's happening, but mainly the launch is what I really hope that people will support the nonprofit Kid Power International.
Oh, and where can they find you on all these updates?
Yes, so my website is the best way. It's www.laurastrachanbooks.com. And you can also find me at Laura Strachan Author on Instagram, and you can find me on Facebook at Laura Strachan. So I hope to see you. Yeah, Laura Strachan Author on Facebook.
At the description below, you guys will see all Laura's social media handles. That is fantastic, Laura. Thank you so much, Laura, for joining us today and sharing your insights. It's been a pleasure having you on my podcast.
Thank you. No, thank you so very much. I'm so grateful that you're doing this podcast. I really enjoy all the episodes so far.
Thank you so much, Laura, for all that support. And you guys go support Laura and go check her out as well. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in the episode of Chelsea Story Nook Podcast. Be sure to check out Laura, the author of her upcoming book, Pickles the Mermaid, launching August 22nd, and follow her on her upcoming events. Until next time, keep reading, keep imagining, and keep believing in the miracle stories. I'm Chelsea Chong Kim signing off. Take care and carry it on. Bye, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on today's episode of Chelsea Story Nook Podcast. Don't forget to order a copy of Carol the Carrot Bowls for the Salad Bowl on Amazon now. Tune in to other authors' podcast interviews for exciting discussions about their latest books and exclusive sneak peeks. Until next time, keep reading, keep imagining, and keep believing in the miracle of stories. Make sure to subscribe, like, and hit the notification button. I'm Chelsea Kim signing off. Take care and carry it on.